Hey guys, welcome back to another video. It's also kind of echoey because I can't tell if you can tell, but we just recently moved again. And so I figured I would update you guys on some things that's been going on while I organize my art space. I apologize if you hear my dog crying. He is on the other side of my office space because he would harass me while I'm doing this and I couldn't get anything done. So you might hear that in the background a little bit, but yeah, let's get into the video. I wanted to talk about quite a few things, one being PCOS. So this summer, I was told that I had PCOS, and it was, I guess it wasn't, So let me backtrack. I have never had a regular menstrual cycle. Like, ever since I started my period, I had never had a regular menstrual cycle. And honestly, the way girls would talk about their menstrual cycle, the way the world would talk about the menstrual cycle, I was not mad about that. Like, I figured, why would I want to go through something that is so painful, that's so, it irritates people, they get in these moods, like, why would I want to go through that? So it's definitely not something that I prayed for healing for, but I also didn't really think there was anything wrong because I had gotten tests done, I had gotten some blood work done, but I was younger when it happened, so it definitely, the doctors definitely did not do what they could have in order to figure it out at the time. But I was always told that I was fine, that everything looked normal, so I kind of just left it at that. Like, I was like, well, if I'm fine, but I'm also not having a menstrual cycle, then I'm good. I am married now, as a lot of you know, and my husband and I want kids. We want to have a family, and this is something he's known since we were dating, that this is something that I had going on, or at least I wasn't sure if there was anything else to it, because again, at this time I didn't know about PCOS. I didn't even know what PCOS was. And so, that was never an issue for him. But a year into marriage, as we started talking about when we might want to have kids, when we want to start planning for a family, it was really important to him for me to go to the doctor and see if there was anything else, because I just have really sporadic cycles, and every time it's something different that's irritating me, or that's it's a symptom. It's just super weird. I had that, let me say that, because I do think how I form my words and how we talk about ourselves does matter, and I'll get more into that. And I don't want to go too deep into this because I do think I'm going to do a whole separate video on it, because I truly have learned so much. But this diagnosis happened, I want to say in May, maybe June, in June of the summer. And so this year's when we start talking about, okay, once we're moved, we'll start getting checked out, and we'll figure out if there is anything. And of course we're praying that there's nothing serious wrong, but in the meantime we were praying that my cycle would regulate itself, because that is something the Lord designed in our bodies to do. Sorry if you hear this. I got a giant container. I don't even know if I can lift this and show you guys, but it's so heavy. Giant container of art stuff, so I'm going to be organizing this. And I know I just got sidetracked, but if you guys have any good packing methods, this was kind of last minute and rush, so I just threw everything in plastic bags, but I would ideally like to get out of using plastic bags, so if anybody has any suggestions, please let me know. So we got the testing done. I actually had to have an ultrasound done, and that's where they were able to tell that it was PCOS. I know with PCOS, everybody's symptoms is different, and mine was the fact that I really didn't have a menstrual cycle. It wasn't irregular, and a lot of people, when they hear irregular, they're like, oh, it's not 7 to 10 days. Oh, you might skip a month, or this little things. But I'm talking about I would have 2 to 3 a year, and during that year it could be whenever. How does my dog figure out how to open stuff, guys? This is okay. Where was I? Yeah, so we had the ultrasound done, and that's where they could tell it was PCOS. And then everybody's symptoms are different, but like I was saying, mine is really sporadic, and that was kind of like a sign that that's what I could have had. And then also when I got blood work done, my hormones jacked. They were just way out of order. What should have been high was low, what should have been low was high. So it was just a whole new learning experience and really trying to figure out. And that really hit me simply just over the thought that, okay, even if like we wanted to have kids now or wanted to, family plan now, like the idea of even having to think about there being this kind of obstacle to go through kind of really hit me harder than I thought, just because I never thought that's something I would even have to think about. Like, I just figured when I wanted to have kids, I would have kids. Like it just would happen how it's supposed to happen. So that was a lot of just frustration and learning and trying to figure out, okay, how are we going to move forward and go about this? Now, if you can't tell, and if you have been here, you know that I'm a Christian, but if you're new here, I am a Christian, and everything I do, everything I learn, everything in life is going to go through the filter of the Bible. It's going to go through the perspective of the Bible. And I am a firm believer that, on the cross, Jesus provided not just our salvation, but our healing as well. And I could talk more about this in another video, but that is something I firmly believe. I believe that we are healed, and that is something that we can walk in as we seek the Lord and as we learn about it and believe that for ourselves. So how we speak over ourselves, how we take situations like these, and how we deal with it truly does matter. And even before we found out that I had PCOS, we were praying over my womb, we were praying over my body, and just not praying from a way of like trying to beg God. We were praying for it even beforehand, and now we know exactly what to pray against now that we have a name to it. But when it came to like figuring out what to do next, we did a lot of research ourselves, because one, that is who my husband is, I should say. He started the initial research and that desire to research, because it seemed like there was just this whole world of PCOS that we didn't know about, and that honestly it seems like a lot of people don't know about. Now that I'm learning more and more about it, it seems like the doctors don't even know about it as like they should, I should say. So within our research, we figured that dietary change was the best change. Not getting on a birth control pill. I'm not hating on you if that's what you do. I personally am really against the birth control pill. I don't think it's good for you, and I don't believe it is a permanent solution, and that's something that I already knew that I did not want. That's the only thing my doctor suggested to me, and when I said I didn't want it, she didn't really give me any other avenues, any other ways, my OB, that I could do. It was like, okay, well, if you're not going to do this, we'll just kind of see where you're at in 6 months, and that was it. It almost made me feel like I was making the wrong choice, or I didn't really know what I wanted or what was best for my body. But again, it's like if I chose the pill, I'm taking the pill for a certain amount of time, and then what if I stop? Like, are things just going to go back to the way it was? It's not actually creating a correction in my body. It's just a drug I'm taking to mask the symptoms. And that's a lot what we've learned in research, and I highly encourage you, if that's something you're going through, to research it. I do believe that dietary change is the best. It doesn't have to be permanent, but to correct our bodies in what they should be doing. I'm a believer that if the Lord made the food, if it's something that is actually natural that He made, then it's not bad for you. Obviously, how much we consume of it does matter. And so there's just changes that I've been making, and within 3 weeks, I had the most regular menstrual cycle I'd ever have, and it was painless, which is also something I believe is how our menstrual cycles should be. Again, I know I'm kind of like cracking all these doors open and could be stepping on people's toes when I say these things. Maybe this is just a whole nother video that I need to do. That was one of the biggest things that happened this summer that I was struggling with, I guess I could say, like had to go through and had to really like seek the Lord. Okay, Lord, how do you want me to handle this? And through this year, honestly, He's really shown me how like He's created food not just for our sustenance, but for healing. And it's really cool. The more, we call it holistic health, and a lot of people, see them as not real doctors or not real scientific ways to heal, but it is. It's amazing how food can truly just change your body and heal your body. It's awesome. Like, it's so cool. And I think it should not be something that's irregular for people to know. It should definitely be something that all doctors, not just some, but all doctors should be trained in how to help people with food. But unfortunately, and you know what? A lot of people might be called conspiracy theorists for this, but our medical system is a money-making system, and it is, for lack of better words, stupid to think that every doctor is truly out for your good. It is a money-making system, and for me, it's like the fact that my OB only suggested something that one would be a regular prescription for me, and she didn't mention anything else. She didn't mention any of the research that I have found and that I've seen work in my own body that I had to go out and do on my own is ridiculous to me. And I might even link a podcast down below about this one doctor who talks about how a lot of doctors and OBs specifically, because that's where she's coming from, they're really encouraged, maybe not required, but they're really encouraged to see a certain amount of patients a day. So their goal is to really get you in and get you out as fast as they can. And that really was my experience. You know, I'm not just speaking from, oh, I heard this and I think it's true. Like, that was my experience. And so that's just crazy to me. That's not how it should be. And we really should, we as people just need to be more diligent in doing our own research and figuring out things, because I personally have learned so much since doing that. Okay, so hopefully that section of the video wasn't too long. The other thing I wanted to talk about is I moved. We're in another place right now, so I'm starting to like get things together, and I probably will do another studio tour and office tour, as I have done so many times in the past. But I love showing this only because I have been in so many spaces where I've had to adjust. I've had to learn how to figure out like how to store my art and what I can do in this space and all that kind of stuff. This one, and I'll get into this next, but because I opened my business recently, I'm definitely going to have to be really creative with storage, especially until we can get like some type of like warehouse or storage unit to store like all the inventory and stuff. We don't have a crazy amount of inventory right now, so we're fine with working out of the house. But because I literally just have stickers, but there's definitely like the way I'm going to set it up is definitely going to be a temporary way until we can get more like fixtures and furniture and shelving, because I really want to utilize like height just as much as going out. I really kind of want to keep the space as open as I can. It's not huge, it's like a regular bedroom size, but I'm super, super blessed to be able to have a space and to work out of it. And so I'm excited about that. But you guys can stay tuned for things when it comes to getting the house together, at least my space. If you do want to see more organization in the rest of the house, let me know. I definitely will show that. But yeah, we moved. I'm excited to get things done. That's what we have been doing the past, like, honestly, like month and a half has just been trying to find a place, trying to moving, and like, so it's been so busy and I really haven't painted much. And also why I've put off making another update video. So that's kind of the update. Don't have much to say about that, but I am excited to be in our own space again. So the next thing I wanted to talk about is my online shop. I recently just launched sticker products, as I mentioned. We only have stickers right now, but we're slowly just building inventory and trying to get more products in. My next goal is doing paper goods. So if you guys want to check it out, I'll leave the link down below. But it's something I'm really proud of because I actually spent like 6 months this year working and developing this business. As you guys know, I have been doing art for a very long time. And I have pursued different business avenues. I have tried different markets and tried all these ways to sell. And I kind of shared this in a past video, but this is something like the Lord has truly given me and a passion for, and now like a purpose right now. Like this, the purpose God has in my life right now is to build up this business. And so I've spent 6 months this year developing products. I've spent a few months during the summer before I launched the website that was just purely informational. I spent a lot of time trying to learn that and trying to figure that out, and it has truly just been a huge learning curve. It's truly just helped me grow as a business person, but also just as like a learner, like learning how to educate myself, especially when I don't always have all the resources right in front of me. I have to go dig for them and figure it out. Like, it has truly been a blessing, and I really hope these products are a blessing to you guys. Again, they're just stickers, but I really did spend so much time trying to find the right suppliers, trying to find, you know, the right pictures I wanted to use and the right Bible verses and all this kind of stuff. And so I'm really proud of them. I really love them. It's a great way to support us right now. If you guys are sticker people, there's already things that I want to adjust and change, but it's all trial and error. And so I'm really excited about that, and that is just a huge thing going on right now. My goal is to have an in-person shop at some point. I do think that could be sooner than later. Right now we're just kind of focusing online and trying to figure out how we can continue to grow it online, because we really do want to grow a community. And I'm also learning, like, because I want it to be a community that we can engage with you guys, but I also want to figure out how to build a community where you guys can engage with each other and kind of like maybe build a community in your own areas. So that's something that's definitely a future thing, but it's something that I want to do. And so if anybody has any suggestions, feel free to comment them, but that's something I'm definitely going to work on, is like, how can I get you guys engaged with each other and hopefully build communities in your own areas. Because that is a heavy focus of our shop. But one thing we've been doing is we have been sending out weekly newsletters that are just Bible based. They're encouraging. They're just something to kind of start your weeks with. We do it on Mondays. So if you guys are interested in that, you can sign up with the link down below. And we just do weekly newsletters. I do not spam you with emails. But as we get more products, you will be seeing more emails when we have products in the shop. But I don't spam with emails. I do just love sending those weekly encouragements. Sometimes it's just Bible, I mean, it's all Bible based, but sometimes it's more focused on just things that are going on in our lives right now. But yeah, guys, the business has been great. I have been just learning so much, and I'm so excited for it. That's kind of in life update right now. I definitely do think I'm going to be doing a whole separate video on just PCOS in my experience, and then I really want to start like showing you guys meals that I've been eating. We're still learning. It's literally only been like maybe 2 months that I've like committed to this diet. So there's definitely like changes and just things we're learning about our bodies that me and my husband, when I say we, that we're learning and we'll probably adjust. But I definitely think like that is a whole video I want to do. So if you're interested in that, make sure you stay tuned. So I will see you guys in the next one. Bye guys.